introduction of digital recording.
There was a lot of engineers that literally...
Good morning, everyone. You got me again today. I know from time to time, I know this is about dialysis, but from time to time we have some great news to share. But for welcome to the Peanut Gallery. You just have to bear with me. As I was saying, from time to time, I know this is supposed to be all about dialysis, but from time to time we will be sharing some good news with you. My daughter yesterday received some really great news. For those of you who are not aware of, last year in June, I think it was June, if not, it was in June, her oldest son got killed. He went to a birthday party, a pool birthday party, and they got to shooting out there, and he died on the scene. And then he was supposed to graduate this year, and they invited her up to the school, and what they did, they honored him. It wasn't just him, but it was the preparations for college. It was a senior walk. And what they did, they invited her and the kids to the school, and they went up there. And then she found out that they were going to give him a diploma for graduation. And that was just so exciting, because that's one thing my daughter always only said she wanted to make sure he graduated. But so it looks like he's getting his diploma, which I know she was very happy to receive that, to hear that news. And so, but she didn't get it yesterday. They're going to give it to her when the diplomas are ready. Another thing I want to bring up about the dialysis, when you are the care partner and you're home doing dialysis, you have to do the lab work also, which consists of after the dialysis patient hooks up, you're responsible also for doing his lab work. And so I'm just so thankful that even though we're at Vanderbilt for seniors, at the Vanderbilt Dialysis Clinic, because the previous clinic we were at, by the time I got all the lab stuff down packed, we switched to Vanderbilt for seniors. And so now I've just got to learn the colors of the tubes all over again, because the tubes are so different, which is not going to be a problem because I don't think I'm a dumb person. It just challenges my mind, which I love a good challenge. But that's one thing I want to touch on, getting the lab work drawn, and then doing the centrifuge, knowing which one to do the centrifuge on. All of this is important. And so we have a schedule. They'll let us know once a month when the lab work is done, and they provide everything. They provide the tubes, the connectors for the lab work to draw the blood, and they provide the box to pack it up in with instructions inside the box on how to pack it up and send it back in, which is not very hard. If you can read, you can follow the direction, because it also has pictures. But that's one good thing that I want to kind of touch on today, doing the lab work. But sometimes it's not hard. It's just, you just have to take time to read all the instructions. And then plus I have my own notes that I had took, and the mental notes along with everything that our nurse showed us, what goes where and which is for what. And that's one thing I want to touch on with home dialysis. And then the like Emil always say, being a care partner, you are the nurse, the tech, and the cleanup person. Because the other day we had, because because he's using some different needles to cannulate now. And when he does the, I think it's the venous, when he does the venous, it tends to bleed a little bit more around where he inserts it at. And so sometimes the blood will ooze out from around the needle. And so we had an incident the other day where when you're supposed to close the clamps, and he had forgot to close the clamp to the venous, no, to the arterial, and blood start oozing out of the tube. It was so funny, and I just kept my cool, cause by me having the stroke, I get like now I get nervous, and then when I get nervous I go to stuttering, and then I get to fidgeting, because that's just me trying to calm myself down. And so that day, when that happened, I just took a deep breath, and I just said, Lord, you're going to have to help me, because there's one thing I have learned over my whole life, is that I just need to lean and depend on God, because he knows me, he's got me. And so it went real smooth. So what I did, I had to wait till I got him connected and then clean up the blood. And it didn't bother me that bad this time at all. Like I said, this time. But we have had situations like around Christmas time, and I'm so thankful that his son was here. And we had an incident where blood was everywhere. And so his son just took on over and just started cleaning up the blood for me, I was very thankful for. They gave me time to sit down and just connect myself so I could, because that wasn't the end of the treatment. And so we still have to get to the end of the treatment. No matter what happens, we still have to get to the end of the treatment. But those are just a few things I wanted to share with you this morning. And like I said, some days it would be simply about dialysis, and some days we would share great news with you all, because you all are invited into our lives every time we dialyze. And so just to get a clear picture of things that are going on, and we will be sharing those things. So as my husband say, we wish you love, peace, and happiness. Okay, thank you.